Hello everyone, a heartily welcome to you all. I hope you all have a good day and thank you for joining me in another mod spotlight in Hearts of Iron 4. Today we're gonna take a look to the newly released mod called World Divided. World Divided. So you may already guess what it's about, but let's take a look. Let's, well, as always, wait until the game finishes loading and then take a look how the mod will change the game. So let's go into single player, new game. So we only have one scenario to start with. It's called World Divided. Well, here's a nice misspelling in divided. States have divided to individual countries, it seems like. So we have apparently 8 majors. We have the what's that? Västra Götalandsrike, Kingdom of Castile. Alright. We have the Switzerland Empire, the Socialist Republic of Tanganyika, the Socialist Republic of Istanbul led by Rod Mays, the Republic of Krasnodar, and Uzima. So let's take a look to the map. That is how the map looks like. It's amazing. Just the sheer size of the map is incredible. And then, well, every province, every single province in the world is, well, our own nation. Yes, every province in the world is our own nation. Just imagine that. That's amazing, isn't it? Just every single province in the nation being our own nation. That's incredible, if you ask me. But, well, don't think the game won't, well, get no problems, won't get any problems doing so. Well, let's take a more look to the mod description first. World Divided is a community mod created by Viscos. It was initially an idea to join up with Shattered Hearts, but I found it easier to just rewrite it. The plan is to have all nations connected to a player on scene, in order to get your own name in, and then it stops. Perhaps it should be longer. So let's take a look and see if the mod is actually quite well balanced. Let's see in terms of etc, etc, etc. Well, of course, the problem you'll meet is that you only have your, well, province you start with as your core population. That means if you, well, annex the whole world, you still only have the province you start with as your core population, which is certainly not that great. So I would suggest you, if you want to play with this, with perhaps a mod which increases your core population. Which increases your core population when you simply annex a non-core state. There's plenty of mods to do so, like increased non-core recruitmentable population, or whatever it's called. I'm sure you know these. Let's take a look here. Let's go to spectator mode. Spectator. So let's see. For example, well, the good thing is that not all countries are non-aligned. Some countries start as fascist, some as socialist, some as non-aligned, and some even as democratic. So, for example, the Socialist Republic of Istanbul has 2 military, 2 naval, and 1 naval and 2 civilian. Bursa has 2 civilian, 2 civilian, 2 civilian. You see, it's also 2 civilian, 2 military for Ankara. Then if you go to Italy, yeah, they are led by Chinese. 2 military, 2 naval, 2 civilian. Latium has 2 military, 2 civilian. Sardinia has 2 military, 2 civilian. Sicily has 1 naval, 2 civilian. And Calabria has 4 naval. Then Sussex has 2 military, 2 naval, 2 civilian. Greater London area has 2 military, 1 naval, 2 civilian. Then Scottish Highlands have, I think, okay, for example, Lanark has 4 naval, 2 civilian. Then, if we go on, here we even have a province, Schleswig-Holstein, with 2 military, 6 naval, but 0 civilians. Hannover has 2 military, 2 naval, 2 civilian. So after all, we can say that every country has maximum 2 military and 2 naval factories. States. 2 military and 2 civilian, sorry. Of course, the naval factories can vary. For example, the Republic of Pennsylvania has 0 military, 7 naval, but 2 civilian. So that can vary clearly. But you shouldn't expect more than 2 military and 2 civilians. Some countries even don't have military factories, so conquering them should be super easy, I can tell you that. Most likely. Well, doing so, I would say, well, let's try to play the game. Well, as which state should we play? And if it's playable, of course, if it's playable. Well, I want to pick a state with a high core population. Well, if you don't want to use a mod which increases your non-core recruitable population, my tip is for you simply to play as any nation, then to puppet some of these states because they have a high core population. You can simply use their population to create your troops. For example, Mildora is 30 million, you would simply just go ahead, puppet them, and then use that. That would be quite a nice way. As which nation could we play? The Victoria Empire, South Australia, Social Republic of Central Australia with 30,000 Northern Territory, Social Republic of Queensland. Or you could play the African nation, but I want to pick a state with a high core population. Well, let's see, we could start it out in USA as well as the Socialist Republic of New England, or you could even start out as Britain and then restore the British Empire. You could start off in the Greater London area. There are plenty of opportunities you could do. Well, if the game is playable, of course, if that's the big question here, if it is playable. Well, if not, then you will have some problems, I think. Well, Brandenburg has 2 military and 2 civilian factories. So in this playthrough, let's try to reunify all of Germany as quick as possible. If the game is playable. As a spectator, let's pick Brandenburg. Yeah, well, 7.7 million. There are better states, but that should be acceptable. Then let's instantly go for the industrial efforts. Military factories, well, I just want to get infantry equipment. I need steel. So it's minus 15%, that's still in the acceptable area of a penalty, so I'll just take the penalty. I'll research, well, I need to get my industry up and running. Oh, that's out of time because we started in 1935, so keep that in mind. And research does not work. Great. Well, let's first see if the mod is even playable. If you play on the highest speed, well, my PC, I have an Intel i7 and an AMD Radeon HD 7970. Both are overclocked, especially my Intel to 4.5 GHz, and the mod is, I would say, well, really laggy. You see that always when a day ended, the mod is just standing still for like, I would say 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, for 5 seconds. It's playable, but it takes quite a time, and you can't rush through the game, for example. Yeah, you can rush through the game. You would have to justify and then even get world attention to 25%. And then, yeah, I mean, the AI is not really smart, because you know how the AI works. Therefore, you should have an easy job of conquering the whole world, to say the least. Well, I'm not gonna play it because it's really not playable for me. If you have an OP PC, it might be playable for you. If you have a worse one, then it's not know why. Well, I'm gonna finish the spotlight here. Go sure to check the mod if you want to give it a look. I'm Sacred and I'm out. Have a good day to you all and see you next time. Goodbye. By the way, another video is coming up today, so stay tuned. Thank you and have a good day.